Hello and welcome to video number 10. Woohoo! Today we're going to work a little bit on hip internal rotation, which can help the pelvic floor to lengthen and find a little bit more control through range, which is really important because it's often quite tight or really has a hard time connecting after we've given birth. And we're also going to do curl-ups and a little bit of extension work as well. We are going to start though kneeling. So if it's comfortable to kneel like this, you can. You can also sit in any other position that's comfortable, including on a pillow folded in half. And I do recommend using a pillow for one of the exercises that we're going to do in a bit. So start getting comfortable, and we're just going to really tune into the pelvic floor and the core muscles. So our pelvic floor, we want it to be able to fully lengthen and then fully lift and have control through both positions, so it doesn't just kind of tighten and then not be able to let go without any control. So breathe in and think about those muscles letting go, like you're peeing or letting wind out, just letting go fully. And then as you exhale, imagine that you're lifting up all four corners. So from pubic bone to tailbone and from sit bone to sit bone, that diamond shape of the pelvic floor is gathering up and in. And then as you breathe in, see if you can gradually let go. So they gradually lengthen. So we're kind of lifting up all four corners, sit bone to sit bone, pubic bone to tailbone, like a picnic blanket being picked up from the center. And then as you breathe in, gradually letting go. So it's this gradual descent of those muscles. And it might feel like you can kind of get all or nothing, or you might not feel much at all. So really kind of practice that for a couple more breaths here. If you're struggling, don't worry. With practice, hopefully it will come. Gradually lifting up, gradually lowering down. Sometimes I think of it a bit like an elevator, going up one floor at a time and coming back down one floor at a time. Good job. Exhale, lifting. Last one, inhale, letting go gradually. Perfect. Okay, nice. Then we're going to come onto hands and knees. I'm going to be on my fists today because I've hurt my wrist, but feel free to go flat onto your palms. And the knees want to be underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders, and a little bit wider than shoulder width through the hands. And then we're actually going to turn your hips into inward rotation, so the toes come out. Okay, so you get wider through the legs. You're here. Okay. Now it might feel like you haven't got much of an angle there. That's fine. Just go as far as you can comfortably. And if you're feeling a pinch in the hip, you might want to walk the knees back a little bit. Okay, or go into a less extreme position. And then we're going to do our cat and cow here. So breathe in, open up. The sit bones kind of point up towards the ceiling. We arch through the low back, the middle back, and widen the collarbones to shine the heart forward. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck the sit bones down, but try not to clench through your glutes and butt. And then round. So try and keep the pelvic floor open as you round for this exercise. Inhale, opening up. Widen the sit bones, arch the spine, heart shines forward like we're gazing in the sun. Exhale, tuck your sit bones down, but try not to squeeze the glutes. Keep your butthole relaxed, your anus relaxed. Good. Inhale, opening up, shine the heart forward. So just focusing on finding that opening around the pelvic floor and hips. Today, we want to be able to strengthen and lengthen. Last one. Inhale, opening up through the front body and into the pelvis. And exhale, opening up through the back body Good job. Well done. Okay, and then we're going to come and lie on your side and work a little bit on hip rotation again. So lie on your side, grab your pillow, and you can also use a ball if you have a Pilates ball, or even a yoga block actually works quite well for this one. Take your folded up pillow and place it underneath the top knee. Okay, top knee is going to be at about 90 degrees from your body, and then the bottom leg is just extended behind you. And then get your head comfy, so you might prop up, you might rest down, you might grab another pillow, and then lift the bottom side of your waist so you've got a bit of a gap between the waist and the floor. So already an active position, right? It's no rest for the wicked. So what I want you to do here is press your inner thigh muscle down and feel that big inner thigh muscle goes all the way up to the groin and all the way down to the knee, pushing into the pillow, and then let go. And again, push that inner thigh muscle into the pillow. It's almost like you're kind of gradually pulling the pillow towards your body with that inner thigh. Good job. And then see if you can push down, connect to that pelvic floor gently in the core, kind of gently draws in through low belly, and then lift your foot up. So the hip is turning in, the thigh bone's turning in, pressing the inner thigh into the pillow, and then we lower back down. Maybe you've still got that space under the waist. Breathe in. Exhale, inner thigh helps us to lift our foot up, turning the hip. You might not have as much motion as me. This is something I've been working on for a while. So don't worry if you only get to there. That's great. Good job. Exhale, lifting. See if you can feel those inner thigh muscles working. If you feel a bit pinchy in the hip, you can always go a little bit lower with the leg so you're not in so much knee hip flexion. Good job. Last one. Well done. Okay, lovely. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So you can turn over. Again, knee comes to 90 degrees and the pillow is underneath the inner thigh. And then the bottom leg's extended out, and then get comfortable. Have that little gap between the waist and the floor. And then press that inner thigh into the pillow. So if you're pulling the pillow slightly towards you, okay? Doesn't matter if your foot is floating, it's not a problem. Good job. And then we're going to start to connect to the core, gentle lift through pelvic floor, and then lifting into hip internal rotation, the heel lifts and lowers. Exhale, press down through inner thigh, hips turning in its socket. That creates space at the back of the pelvic floor. We lower down, soften your top shoulder if it's lifted. Remember, it doesn't matter how much you move, it's more about the quality of the movement. So again, if it feels pinchy, go a little bit lower. That will often help if we've got a bit of that pinchy hip going on. 3 more. Good. This might feel really, really awkward and hard. Doesn't necessarily mean you're doing it wrong. Might mean you're doing it really well. Good job. Okay, nice. Wonderful. So let's come into a bit of a curl. So coming onto your back, feet hip width apart, interlace the fingers, place them behind the back of your head. And then just get really comfy through the feet and the thighs, let the back soften, and bring the elbows so you can see them in your peripheral vision. Take a breath in. As you exhale, think about zipping up through pelvic floor into the deep core, feeling that connection up from pubic bone towards the belly button and up into the ribs. And then use your ab muscles to lift you up into your curl up. Inhale to lower. Try and relax the head into your hands so that you're using your belly muscles to lift you, not the neck, not the shoulders. You might think about the kind of bottom part of your spine curling and rounding, and the top part of your spine curling and rounding at the same time. Exhale, zipping up through the core, through the pelvic floor, abs are lifting you. Inhale to lower. And if you notice the abdominals kind of doming up, then you want to think again about really kind of widening, pulling those deep core muscles kind of flatter. So reconnect to the breath. And if you still can't do that without getting that doming, maybe just practice little head lifts instead. Okay? So just kind of going to where you feel like you're in control. Good job. Last one here. Really good. Okay. Nice. Great. We better finish off since it's 11 minutes in. Let's come and rest. Oh, you have done enough. Hopefully the pelvic floor connection feels nice and awake from today's session. You've opened up a bit of space at the back of the pelvic floor and into the hip joint. Use your abs. Good job. I'll see you in the next video.